So then we will program our purge and trap. We loaded 6 samples, so 1 through 6. So I'll use my stylus here. And here's our screen. If you wanted to just kind of look around, there's temperature tab, which will tell you your set point temperatures, as well as what they're actually at currently. Your active method would be like your instrument method, so what temperatures are set to, or what they'll reach during each stage of the purge and trap cycle. And then your active sequence is what you're telling the purge and trap to run. So normally they'll already have a standard method set up or sequence set up, but just to kind of show you what they all are. So this is a sample or blank. So you can actually program your purge and trap to run blanks from a jug of DI water, but we're going to run samples because we're using our auto sampler. We have a built-in method, the Orsenko method, this one, which is where we saw this active method. So that's your instrument method, so it knows which method to use. Reps would be repetitions. So if you wanted to run 3 blanks and use 1 vial, you could actually just hit 3 reps and it would pull from the same vial. But keep in mind that the vials are 40 ml vials, so sometimes you usually can do 2 reps. I wouldn't do more than that, just in case you run out of sample that it pulls through. So then your start would be the vial number you're starting on. So we're starting on 1, which is already there, but you can program it to start anywhere you want. So if you wanted to load samples 5 through 10, you could also, then do start at 5. Just hit the check mark to accept. The E is end. So we have 6 vials in our current run here. So I'm going to hit 6 and check for enter. WA is wash. You can also make these bigger if you want. I think you just click it and drag and it'll show you. But I like to be able to see all of the columns. So wash, we just wash 1 time. If you were running really dirty samples, you could do multiple washes, but with raw water or DI water, we don't have to worry. We'll just do 1 wash. And it programs it to flush out the needle and things like that. And then the SAM A or SAM B, again, that's over here. So we have our A side and our B side. So you can switch which one you want to use as your internal standard. I generally just use A, so I don't have to constantly change it, but some, it has multiple applications. So if you wanted a different internal standard in B or whatever, then you can have the ability to switch them. And so what you would just do is, whichever one you're going to use, you would put 1, and then whichever one you're not using would be at 0. So you can click save if this is going to kind of be your standard sequence, but you don't have to click save because it'll, but it just completely saves that. So I'll just hit save anyway, but just hit OK. But really what you need to do is hit apply, because that will actually send the method to your, your current run. So if you don't hit apply, it won't actually tell it what you just saved. So that's why it's more important to make sure you hit apply. So after that, you can go back to monitor, and here we can see this just changed to a 6, so it knows we have 6 total. Right now it's a 0 because I haven't hit start, but once I hit start, it'll change to 1, and then the carousel will spin until it gets to the proper positioning for the needle to come down into the first vial. And then it will automatically run through each phase of the cycles. So you've got your purge phase, and then it'll bake and desorb and those sorts of things. So all of that's automatic. All you have to do is hit start. As long as your vials are in the correct position, then it should run with no problems. But I like to come back and check on it just to make sure it doesn't stop randomly. And then once it starts to run, you'll also see that this gas pressure will increase, and it usually gets around the 18 to 22 mark as it's running, but it will change throughout each cycle, so just make sure you have adequate gas pressure.